Voice leader and Deputy Prime Minister David Seymour says the majority of the 23,000 submissions received on the Regulatory Standards Bill in January may not reflect genuine public opinion. In fact, he claims around 99.5% were generated through automated or templated systems, part of an online campaign that inflated opposition numbers. Seymour says the figures are misleading, and his team found that the content of most submissions was nearly identical, suggesting mass duplication. Seymour says these tools can make it appear like there's an overwhelming opposition when in fact the same message has been sent thousands of times with minimal personal input. The Ministry for Regulation, which ran the consultation, would indirectly address the claims about bots, but said it had a robust process for analysing the submissions. Around 1,000 were assessed individually, while group submissions and those over 10,000 words were read separately. The rest were summarised using AI. Now, there is no mention of bots in the ministry's official report. David, does he have a case to argue? With bots doing a lot of jobs that was once done by humans online, including posting on social media, sometimes pretending to be a real person, or answer questions in chat like a customer service bot. So why not filling out online forms, like making hundreds of submissions on a government website? Joining me now to walk us through it is Paul Spain, CEO of Gorilla Technology. Hello, Paul.
Hello. How are you, Leah?
I'm good. Well, Paul, is it you or is it a bot?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
See, I don't know. We know it's you, Paul. Hey, can bots realistically flood, say, public submission processes like David Seymour is suggesting?
It is certainly probably an increasing risk. Now, we're probably all used to things when we're filling out online forms that are trying to confirm whether we're human or not, these little capture type things that, ask you to flip things around and put them in a particular order, or you've got a whole lot of pictures and you've got to click on the picture that's a bridge or a bicycle or a car or traffic lights and things, and some of those are all too hard for me.
I do find that difficult.
But anyway,
is that a tree or what is that? I don't know.
So we do have this technology that is designed to ensure that there is a human element involved when you fill out an online form, but there are workarounds for those sorts of checks, and there certainly are bots available or that can be built to automate these types of submissions. And I guess from what I was picking from David Seymour's comments, where he was actually talking in two directions. So bots is one thing, but a sort of templated bit of content that you can go and place your submission and copy and paste in, pre-written details. That is quite different because it does involve a human. And what I picked is he's really putting, when he refers to fake submissions, he's talking about those who are wanting to have a voice heard, in relation to the bill, but they might not be spending the sort of time that's, it might have traditionally taken to put in a submission, because they might be, taking content that's basically, automated, pre-written, or something that helps you, fill in the form very quickly and not have to sit there and actually write up your own submission. And there's a whole lot of variations kind of between a bot and that human submission now, particularly with the likes of AI as well, where you could give every single person a unique submission, but it's not necessarily very unique.
Well, he's saying that his team found that the content of most submissions was nearly identical, suggesting mass duplication. Is that can a bot do that, or is that some kind of template? See how much I know.
Look, I think there will be a significant element of this because we've seen it before, where there are templates. And look, this happened in the non-digital era as well, where you would go and sign something, or you were given a bit of paper that had everything on it, and you could put your name or your signature to it, and make a submission that way. So it's maybe not as unusual as maybe is being suggested on this occasion. But look, I haven't seen the behind the scenes data in terms of what's being looked at, and maybe we need a bit more transparency on exactly what they're seeing and what the indicators are. For instance, if let's say 99% of the submissions were coming from one IP address, which can it often links back to one computer, then that's the sort of situation where you would have a high confidence that a bot's involved, or if each IP address that was recorded put in 10, 100, 1,000 submissions, and that might be legitimate if it's from a big organisation and people are putting in their submissions at work, then you might get a whole bunch. But if you've got too many patterns like that, then you sort of start to question how many humans are involved in the process, and that's what
because to me it's like so it could be used as organised like digital activism to me. If you're just putting in thousands of the same submission because you don't like this bill, do you think AI is being used right now to generate or boost public opinion online, say in comment sections or feedback forms?
Oh, undoubtedly, and I guess we've seen this with some of the election interference we've heard about. In previous years, particularly in the US, but I'm sure these things aren't limited to just one country.
No.
So there are elements of that, whether it's automated or just those who are wanting to get their voice heard, and one way to get your voice heard louder is to use technological tools and automations and AI as part of that picture, so you can maybe get a lot more reach than you might do as an individual otherwise.
On that point though, when it comes to democratic processes like public submissions or consultations, how worried should we be about AI being used to sway things?